Hello, welcome to study our course called Native Architecture. In this lesson 35, we will study Kubernetes using pods. So in this lesson, we will study how to using pods. We will take an example how to create a pod and list the details of the pod and then delete the pod, and also using the YAML configuration files to create and delete the pod. So now here we can first use the kubectl to create a pod. We open the terminal and log in our instance. So we have logged in, and now here first we check the get nodes to check what the node status. So we can hear what the master and workloads are ready. So first we create our pod. We can use this command kubectl run to just the same as the docker run to create our pod. So we can here use the kubectl run my engines, and this is the pod name my engines, and this image to specify the image docker image, because the application are containerized service. So just the pod contains the image engines, and okay, we enter. Okay, because we have created this pod, we can use the kubectl get pods. Here my engines, we need to delete kubectl delete pod my engines. Yes, now we just rerun this command. Kubectl run. This is my engines. This is the pod name, and this image option to specify the application image. Okay. So we can use the kubectl get pod to show the running pod. Kubectl get pods. Yes, now we can see my engines pod is running. Okay, now because the pod created is in the default namespace. So okay, and so we want to show the detailed information about the pods. We can use the kubectl describe pod, and the following the pod name my engines. So okay, there are so many information about the detailed pod my engines, such as the pod name namespace, and the load status IP container, because the image, okay, but such as the container ID image. Okay, now we just follow the events. Here we can hear the detailed steps of the pod. Okay, so we can hear in first scheduled, because the master manager has a component scheduler. So from the default scheduler, we can see the message successfully assigned default my engines this pod to Kubernetes work 1. So the pod is running in work 1. So now we can see here, now from this component, Kubernetes, because Kubernetes is responsible for creating creating and restart, stop the pod. So now we can see pulling image engines, and now the Kubernetes also Kubernetes and successfully pull the image engines in this seconds, and Kubernetes created container my engines such as it uses the Docker run. Okay, use this Kubernetes message started container engines. Just use the command Docker start or the related API. So we can here. Okay, so this is the whole process of the pod. Now we want okay. Now just we want, if we want to remove the pod, we can use we can use this command kubectl delete pod my engines. Now we want to show the logs in pod. We can use the kubectl logs my engines. Yes, we can see here the detailed information about the my engines pod. Okay, and aside we can get the pod IP, use this command. Yes, now we can hear the pod has a IP. Its value is this 192.168.194.69. Okay, and the pod is running in Kubernetes worker 1. Okay, we can also get this IP address in the kubectl describe command. Such here, we can use say its IP address and its node. Okay. So we can access this pod using the IP address and pod. So we can use this curl. Yes, we can this engines user curl is now welcome to engines, so we can access this pod user curl with its pod network. Okay, so we can also use pin to check the network connectivity. Yes, so we can also using pin to check whether the pod is accessible. Okay, now, okay, we just delete. We can use the kubectl delete pod my engines. So now it shows that pod my engines is deleted. We can also use another way to create the pod. Use the YAML file. So we can use to create a YAML file. We use vi to create a we are my engines .yaml. Okay. In the edit mode, so we copy this. So we just here. So we can see here, this is the API version. Its default value is v1 and canned. So we must specify the canned. This is the pod. In our last example, this is such as the namespace, because we want to create the pod. So we specify the canned to pod, and the metadata include the labels and the name, because we know the names, because our pod name is my engines. my engines and labels. If you want to label the pod, so we can have this attribute and this spec because our containers, we can specify the images of the containers. The image, the Docker the container image is engines, and name is my the Docker name is my engines. So we just save and quit. So we can use kubectl apply my okay. Look, I must specify this option. Okay, now we can use kubectl get loads get pods. So now we can see the engines pod is running. So if we want to delete this pod, we can also use the YAML file, but Kubernetes delete and -f option my engines. Okay, now it shows that the pod my engines is deleted. So we can use the kubectl pod to check the no resources found in the default namespace. It means that the my engines pod is deleted. So in this lesson, we have learned the some basic commands about operate the pods, such as create, describe, and delete. Okay, and some other commands. So that's all. Thank you.